10 habits that will completely change your life in 2026. Every January, millions of people promise themselves that this year will be different. This will be the year they become healthier, more disciplined, more successful, more productive, more confident. But by the time February arrives, most of those promises quietly disappear. Not because those people are lazy, not because they don't care, but because they believe change comes from making one big decision. When in reality, real transformation almost always comes from small habits repeated consistently. Your future isn't built by what you do once, it's built by what you do every single day. The life you have today is simply the result of yesterday's habits, and the life you'll have 1 year from now will be determined by the habits you choose to build today. If you want 2026 to become the year everything changes, don't focus on changing your entire life overnight. Focus on changing what you repeat every day, because repetition creates identity, and identity creates your future. So here are 10 habits that have the power to completely transform your life. Not in a single week, but over the next 12 months. The first habit is waking up with intention. Most people don't actually start their day. They simply react to it. The alarm rings, they grab their phone, they check notifications, scroll through social media, reply to messages, and before they even get out of bed, their attention already belongs to everyone else. Imagine beginning every morning differently. Instead of reaching for your phone, reach for a glass of water, open the curtains, take a deep breath. Spend 5 quiet minutes asking yourself one simple question. What is the most important thing I can accomplish today? That one question creates direction, and direction always beats busyness. The second habit is reading every single day. You don't need to finish an entire book every week. You don't even need to read for an hour. Read 10 pages. 10 pages may not seem significant, but 10 pages every day becomes more than 3,000 pages in a year. That's dozens of books, dozens of new perspectives, dozens of ideas capable of changing how you think forever. Every successful person eventually realizes something. Your income rarely grows faster than your knowledge. If you want a different future, you need different information. The third habit is moving your body every day. Exercise isn't only about looking better. It's about thinking better, feeling better, living longer. Movement improves your energy, reduces stress, sharpens your focus, and reminds you that discipline is something you practice, not something you're born with. You don't need the perfect workout. You simply need consistency. A 20-minute walk every day is infinitely more valuable than one exhausting workout you never repeat. The fourth habit is protecting your attention. Your attention has become one of the most valuable resources in the modern world, and yet it's constantly under attack. Notifications, advertisements, videos, messages, breaking news, algorithms designed to keep you distracted. Every interruption steals a little piece of your focus, and focus is the foundation of meaningful work. Try creating small periods during the day when your phone is completely out of reach. No notifications, no scrolling, no multitasking, just uninterrupted concentration. You may be surprised how much your life changes when your mind finally has room to think. The fifth habit is planning tomorrow before today ends. Many people wake up every morning wondering what they should do. That uncertainty creates hesitation. Hesitation creates procrastination. Instead, spend 5 minutes every evening writing tomorrow's 3 most important priorities. When you wake up, you won't waste mental energy deciding where to begin. You'll simply begin. Clarity removes resistance. The sixth habit is becoming comfortable with discomfort. Growth almost never feels comfortable. Learning feels awkward. Exercise feels difficult. Saving money requires sacrifice. Building a business creates uncertainty. Having difficult conversations creates anxiety. The people who grow the fastest aren't the people who avoid discomfort. They're the people who stop seeing discomfort as something negative. They recognize it as evidence that they're expanding beyond yesterday's limits. Every time you willingly choose the harder but better option, you strengthen your future self. The seventh habit is learning to delay gratification. Modern life encourages immediate rewards, instant entertainment, instant shopping, instant food, instant opinions. But nearly every meaningful achievement requires the opposite: saving before spending, studying before relaxing, working before celebrating, investing before consuming. The ability to delay gratification is one of the strongest predictors of long-term success, because the people who sacrifice today's comfort often enjoy tomorrow's freedom. The eighth habit is reviewing your day every evening. Most people repeat the same mistakes because they never stop to examine them. Ask yourself three simple questions. What did I do well today? What distracted me? What can I improve tomorrow? 5 minutes of honest reflection each night can prevent years of unconscious repetition. Awareness always comes before improvement. The ninth habit is surrounding yourself with better influences. Your environment quietly shapes your behavior. Spend enough time around people who complain, you'll begin complaining. Spend enough time around people who constantly learn, you'll begin learning. Read books written by thoughtful people. Listen to meaningful conversations. Limit the voices that encourage distraction. Increase the voices that encourage growth. Your environment doesn't determine your future, but it certainly influences it. And the 10th habit, perhaps the most important habit of all, is keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say you'll wake up early, and you don't, your self-trust weakens. Every time you promise yourself you'll study, exercise, save money, or finish a project, then quit halfway through, you quietly teach yourself that your own words don't matter. Confidence isn't built by positive thinking. It's built by evidence. Evidence that you can rely on yourself. Every promise you keep becomes another brick in the foundation of self-confidence. And eventually, you become someone who trusts your own decisions. There's one mistake many people make when trying to build new habits. They attempt to change everything at once: a new diet, a new workout, a new morning routine, new goals, new schedules, new productivity systems. For a few days, everything feels exciting. Then reality returns. Motivation fades. The routine becomes overwhelming, and they abandon all of it. Real transformation works differently. Choose one habit, master it, then build another and another. Tiny habits become powerful because they don't rely on endless motivation. They rely on consistency. Imagine placing one brick every single day. One brick doesn't look impressive, neither do 10. But after a year, you may have built an entire house. Habits work exactly the same way. No single workout changes your body. No single book changes your mind. No single healthy meal changes your health. No single productive morning changes your future. But repeated hundreds of times, those small actions quietly become extraordinary. This is where compound growth begins. Small improvements multiply. Your reading improves your thinking. Better thinking improves your decisions. Better decisions improve your habits. Better habits improve your results. And better results strengthen your confidence. Everything begins reinforcing everything else. Eventually, the person you become in December looks completely different from the person you were in January. Not because one dramatic event changed your life, but because hundreds of ordinary days quietly transformed you. One of the most beautiful truths about habits is that they don't ask for perfection. They ask for repetition. You'll miss workouts. You'll have unproductive days. You'll procrastinate sometimes. You'll make mistakes. That isn't failure. Failure only happens when you decide to stop returning. Every successful person has bad days. The difference is that they don't allow one bad day to become one bad week or one bad month. They simply begin again and again, until consistency becomes automatic. Think about a tree planted at the beginning of the year. For weeks, it barely changes. Months later, it still doesn't seem remarkable. But beneath the surface, its roots continue expanding, quietly, patiently, without applause. One day, its growth becomes impossible to ignore. People admire the tree. Few appreciate the years spent growing invisible roots. Your habits are doing the same thing. Every page you read, every workout you complete, every distraction you avoid, every promise you keep, every uncomfortable decision you choose, every dollar you save, every hour you spend learning instead of scrolling. They're building roots. You may not notice dramatic changes tomorrow, or even next month, but your future self certainly will. And 1 year from now, people may ask what suddenly changed, why you're more disciplined, more confident, more successful, more focused. They'll believe you found some secret, some shortcut, some breakthrough. Only you will know the truth. You'll remember the quiet mornings, the difficult choices, the ordinary routines, the moments when nobody was watching. Because the habits that change your life are rarely dramatic. They're usually so small that most people overlook them. Until one day, those tiny habits create a life that looks completely extraordinary. So don't ask yourself how to completely change your life this year. Ask yourself something much simpler. What habit can I repeat tomorrow? Then repeat it again the next day, and the next. Because your future isn't waiting for one perfect decision. It's waiting for the small choices you make. Every single day. That's how ordinary people create extraordinary lives, one habit at a time.